Okay. So today we are going to start with Shambhavi Mudra. Shambhavi Mudra. The Ved and Shastras are like ordinary public women. Shambhavi Mudra is the one which is secluded like a respectable lady. That is Kulvadu. So yesterday we ended with it that we know that Ved and Shastras, these things are very, very like valuable for us. We know its value, how great these scriptures are. But Swatmaram Rishi here is saying that if you compare it with Shambhavi Mudra, if Ved and Shastras on one hand and Shambhavi Mudra on another, then Shambhavi Mudra is like a Kulvadhu, like a respectable lady. And the Ved and Shastras in front of Shambhavi Mudra, they are like normal, ordinary women. So that is how great Shambhavi Mudra is. And with that, then Swatmaram Rishi, he starts explaining what is Shambhavi Mudra. So for Shambhavi Mudra, Swatmaram Rishi tells us that first, aiming at Brahma inwardly. So you have to look within yourself, Antar Laksha, and your entire aim, or we can say our entire focus has to be inward. Bahidrushti, while keeping the sight directed towards the external objects. So eyes are open, looking outwards. Nimesh Unmesh Varjita, that means without blinking the eyes. The third thing is that your eye should not blink. And this is called as Shambhavi Mudra. So what is Shambhavi Mudra? Shambhavi Mudra means first you have to look within yourself, Antarlaksha, aiming at Brahma. Second, Bahidrushya, that means eyes are open and sight is focused to external objects. Third, Nimesh Unmesh Varjita, that means your eyes, they're open but they are not blinking. After that, he describes Shambhavi Mudra further. When the yogi remains inwardly attentive to the Brahma. So first he said that you have to focus on Brahma inwardly, aiming at Brahma inwardly. So he's continuing over here that when the yogi remains inwardly attentive to Brahma, keeping the mind and the prana absorbed, okay, keeping the mind and the prana absorbed, and the sight steady. Absorb means what? You have to calm your mind and pran. The sight steady. That means your eyesight has to be steady, as if seeing everything, while in reality seeing nothing outside. So your eyes are focused outward, okay, as if you're seeing something. Your eyes are focused on something, but it is not seeing anything in outside. It is not seeing outside. It appears as if the yogi is sitting and focusing on something in front of him, but in reality, he is not seeing anything. That is called as Shambhavi Mudra. Because he is not seeing anything, that means though his eyes are open and his eyes are focused in front of him, but the entire focus is inward. He is completely inverted. This is called as Shambhavi Mudra, which is learned by the favor of Guru. Again, this mudra has to be learned from a Guru itself. Whatever wonderful, Shunya or Ashunya is perceived, is to be regarded as a manifestation of that great Shambhu, that is Shiva. So when we practice Shambhavi Mudra, when our eyesight is focused in that way, when our mind is absolutely, mind and pran is absorbed, it is calmed down. Then it is a state of Shunya. Shunya Ashunya, that is an absolute calm state. And that is regarded as the manifestation of great Shiva. That means we become aware, or we feel, the touch of Lord Shiva. We experience the great Shambhu, that is Lord Shiv. The two states, the Shambhavi and Khetsari, are different. We have studied Khetsari before, and now we understood how to practice Shambhavi. Here, Swatmaram Rishi is saying that these two are different because of their seeds. But seeds means here the way they are performed, because of the process. of how these mudras are performed, they are different, but both cause happiness. But both, the benefit of both is happiness. You feel very blissful, you feel very happy. But both cause happiness, for the mind becomes absorbed in the chitta shuka or chidananda. So shunya, here it should be chit, or we can say chitta sukha. So your mind, when it is absolutely calm, then how is your chitta? Your chitta is in blissful state, which we call it as chidananda or sat chint ananda, which is a very peaceful and a very tranquil state of mind. So here he's saying that though Shambhavi and Khetsari Mudra are different, but both of them have one thing in common. What is that? The mind is absorbed in Sat Chit Anand or Chidanand. A very tranquil or blissful state of mind is attained. Now here in this shlok, Shri, earlier it was now here Shambhavi Mudra is called as Shri. So here Shri is used for Shambhavi Mudra. Then Svatmaram Rishi is saying, fix the gaze on the light and raise the eyebrows a little with the mind contemplating as before. Now you have to fix the gaze on the light. The light means the inner light. Raise your eyebrows a little with the mind contemplating as before. So your mind should be absorbed. Mind and prana should be absorbed. They should be calm. And this will create the Unmani Avastha at once. So after practicing Shambhavi Mudra, then what he's saying that you have to fix the gaze on light. The inner light, you have to raise your eyebrows a little and focus your mind as before. Focus your mind as before means you have to look within yourself. Then that state is called as Unmani Avastha. So for Unmani Avastha, first, fix the gaze on the light. Second, raise your eyebrows a little. Third, your mind should be contemplating as before. That means mind should be inverted. Some are devoted to the Agam, that is Vedas, some to Nigam, while others are entrapped in logic. But none knows the value of this Unmani Mudra, which enables one to cross the ocean of existence. So there are people who are following or who are devoted here to Agam or Nigam. Some they understand things only by logic. So every person has a different way of understanding or looking at things. But here Svatmanam Rishi is saying, but no one knows the value of this Unmani Mudra. No one knows the value of this Unmani Mudra, which enables us to cross the ocean of existence. So no matter what you follow, Agam, or you follow Nigam, or you practice, or you follow the logic in your life. But here he is saying that there is no one who understands this Unmani Mudra, how beautiful it is, how deep it is. And also they don't understand how important it is because it enables one to cross the ocean of existence. Cross the ocean of existence means you become free from death. You attain moksha or you attain mukti. So Unmani Mudra enables you to cross the ocean of existence. That means you attain mukti. With steady, calm mind and half-closed eyes, fixed on the tip of the nose, stopping the Ida and Pingla without blinking. Now, here Swatmaram Rishi is saying that with a steady and calm mind. So you have to calm your mind. Your eyes should be half open and half closed, like Lord Shiv. Your eyes should be fixed at the tip of the nose. Then what you have to do? Stop the Ida and Pingla. That means you have to control the prana that is flowing in Ida and Pingla without blinking. Now, eyes are focused at the tip of the nose. So you're looking over here. Then you can't blink. Without blinking, he who can see the light, which is all, the seed, the entire brilliant, great tattvam, approaches him. So when a yogi practices in this way means what? When his mind is steady and calm, First point. Second, his eyes are half closed and half open. Eyes are fixed at the tip of the nose. He stops Ida and Pingla. His eyes are not blinking. Then he sees the light, and with his, when a yogi practices in this way, then what happens? He, which is all the seed, the entire brilliant, the great tattva approaches him. So he understands what that all the great tattvas, the 25 tattva, the 23 tattva of Prakriti. He understands all these things. He attains all the gyan. So there is nothing that he doesn't understand over here. He understands the Param Tattva, he understands the universe, the world, Purush, Prakriti. He understands everything. And he becomes like an enlightened person. Then Swatmaram Rishi is saying one should not meditate on the linga in the day. That means one should not meditate on the Atma during the day. Yeah, okay, Sukanya ji. One should not meditate on the linga, that is Atma, in the day. Why Surya or Pingla Nadi is working. So when the Pingla Nadi is working, here Swatmaram Rishi is saying that one should not meditate on the Atma. Or at night, when Ida is working, and in the night if Ida is working, Ida Nadi is working, still one should not meditate on the Atma. So during the day, if Pingla is working, one should not meditate on Atma. In the night, if Ida is working, then one should not meditate on Atma, but should always contemplate after restraining both. But they should always be, or they should always practice restraining both Ida and Pingla. They have to contemplate that they have to restrain, they have to control Ida and Pingla. Then is Khechari. Now, in previous Updesh, Swatmaram Rishi has described what is Khechari, Chedan, Dohan, Chalan. Now here he's further telling us about Khechari Mudra, that when the air has ceased to move in the right and the left nostril, that means Pingla and Ida nostril. Now the air, the prana does not move in these two nadis and has begun to flow in the middle path. That means it has begun to flow in the middle path, means Sushumna. Then the Khechari Mudra can be accomplished. There is no doubt. We have seen this. So when the pran moves in the Sushumna Nadi, when it leaves Ida and Pingla and it enters Sushumna Nadi, that means Khechari Mudra is accomplished. If the pran can be drawn into the Shunya, that means Sushumna, which is between Ida and Pingla, the male motionless there, and stay motionless there, then the Khechari Mudra truly becomes steady. So in the previous verse, Swatmaram Rishi said that when the pran enters the Sushumna Nadi, Khechari Mudra is accomplished. Now here he is saying that after entering the Sushumna Nadi, if the pran stays there motionless, if the pran stays there motionless in Sushumna Nadi, then we say that truly Khechari Mudra is achieved, and a person or the yogi becomes steady over there in that state. That mudra is called Khechari, which is performed in the supportless space between the Surya and the Chandra and called the Vyoma Chakra. So again, same thing. That mudra, what is Khechari? He is saying that when the pran leaves the Ida and Pingla, that's and enters Sushumna Nadi, that is called as Khechari Mudra or Vyoma Chakra. The Khechari, which causes the stream of flow from Chandra, that is Soma, is beloved of Shiva. The incomparable divine Sushumna should be closed by the tongue drawn back. Now here Paschim Mukh is said. So here, now please pay attention. In Khechari Mudra, when we roll our tongue and it enters the Kapal Kuha, what happens? The Khechari, which causes a stream of flow from the Chandra. From the Chandra, the nectar The somras is flowing down. The incomparable divine Sushumna should be closed by the tongue drawn back. So here is saying that the somras that is flowing down from Chandra, that somras should be stored or preserved. How will the yogi preserve? By closing the Sushumna, by closing the opening of the Sushumna from the back side, that is Paschim Mukh. Now here he is saying that it is said that he has to close it from the back side, that is the back of the Sushumna, that is the Paschim side. Then he is saying that it can be closed from the front. Then he is saying that now you have to close the opening of the Sushumna from the front also. Initially he said that we have to close the Sushumna from the back, that is Paschim. Now he's saying that you have to close the Sushumna from the front also. And when you do that, then surely you have attained Khetsari Mudra. And when you practice Khetsari Mudra, it leads to Unmani. So here what he said, first the Sushumna should be closed from behind, that is from Paschim. And then you have to close the Sushumna from front. And when you practice it in this way, then it becomes Khetsari. And Khetsari Mudra, it leads to Unmani. Then he is saying the seat of Shiva is between the eyebrows. We all know that Agya Chakra, the center of your eyebrows, is the place of Lord Shiva. And the mind becomes absorbed there. So when a yogi, he attains Unmani Sthiti by practicing Khetsari Mudra, what happens? The mind is absorbed over here. This condition is known as Turiya, and the death has no access here. That means once the mind is absorbed here at the center of the eyebrows, the practitioner, he attains the Turiya Avastha or Turiya state. And then even death can be avoided. The yogi or the practitioner, he becomes free from death. He wins over death. When does a yogi win over death? When he attains Turiya Avastha. When does a yogi attain Turiya Avastha? When his mind is absorbed at the center of the eyebrows. Then the Khetsari should be practiced till there is Yoga Nidra. Now here Yoga Nidra is told. Till how long should you practice this Khetsari Mudra? Till there is Yoga Nidra, that means Samadhi. Till you don't attain the state of Samadhi, you have to keep practicing it. One who has induced Yoga Nidra cannot fall a victim to death. So the yogi is practicing Khetsari Mudra, then he attains the state of Samadhi. And when he attains the state of Samadhi, he wins over death. That means he attains Mukti. Freeing the mind from all thoughts and thinking of nothing, one should sit firmly like a pot in the space. So then what Swatmanam Rishi is saying, that your mind should be free from all the thoughts. Now when we sit for meditation, then what happens? There are a lot of thoughts in our mind. So here he is saying that you should free your mind of all the thoughts. Your mind should be thoughtless. And how thoughtless? Thoughtless. So he is comparing it to a pot. घड़े के साथ compare कर रहे हैं. An empty pot. The space in the pot and outside the pot, it is the same. There is nothing in it. In that same way, our mind also should be empty. It should be free from thoughts. As the air and in and out of the body remains unmoved, so the breath with mind becomes steady in its place. So then here is saying that the air, that is the prana, that is within the body and outside the body, both are still. They have become very subtle. It has become very calm. So when prana becomes calm, then what happens? Our mind also becomes steady. Mind also calms down. By thus practicing night and day, the breathing is brought under control. And as the practice increases, the mind becomes calm and steady. So here again, Swatmaram Rishi is talking about the breath, that you have to practice control on this breathing night and day. That means 24 hours you have to practice this control on your prana, on your breathing. Because once you are able to control your breathing, your mind, it calms down. By rubbing the body over with amrit, that means the somras, from the head to foot, one gets Mahakaya, Mahabal, and Parakrama. So when a yogi, when he rubs the body with the amrit means the somastra that is released from the Chandra. When the yogi, he rubs it over his body from head to foot, then what is the benefit of it? From exam point of view, very important. He gets 3 benefits. First, Mahakaya. And that means his bodily virtues, Mahakaya. Second is Mahabal, that is great strength. And third is Parakram, that means he becomes courageous. So, what are the 3 benefits? Nidhi, what are the 3 benefits of rubbing over the Amrit from head to toe?
Ma'am, 3 benefits are Mahakavya, bodily virtues, Mahabal, great strength, and Parakaram, courage.
It is not Mahakavya, it is Mahakaya.
Okay,
Okay?
ma'am, yeah. Hmm.
Kaya. Rama Ballaji, when does a yogi attain Mahakaya, Mahabal, and Parakram?
Yes, ma'am.
When does he attain?
महा दिव्य शरीर वाला महाशक्तिशाली by
So ये कब होता
rubbing the body over the amrit, excluding the ex, uh, exuding from the moon from head to foot, one gets a mahakaya, bodily virtues, mahabala, great strength, and parakram, courage.
है? Yes, very good. From exam point of view, this is very, very important. Then, placing the mind into the Kundalini and getting the later into the mind by looking upon the Buddhi with mind, the Parampad Brahma should be obtained. So here is saying that you should place your mind in your Kundalini. That means in the Kundalini, you have to make your mind or your chitta stable or steady. So in the Kundalini, make your mind stable, and in your mind, make Kundalini stable. And then by looking upon the buddhi, that is intellect, with mind, that means by looking upon our mind with the mind itself, then what happens? Brahma or Parampad is obtained. So how is Parampad obtained? When you place the mind in the Kundalini and the Kundalini in the mind. Then what second thing is, you have to look upon your mind with your mind only. Then Parampad or Brahma Pad is obtained. Then keep the Atma inside the Kha and place Brahma inside your Atma. Having made everything pervaded with Kha, think of nothing else. Now Kha, we know Kha means Brahma, that is space, or we say Akash. So here Swatmara Rishi is saying that keep your Atma, yourself. You keep your Atma inside the Brahma. That means be completely absorbed in the thought of Brahma and place Brahma inside your Atma. So here again he is saying place your Atma into the Kha, that is Brahma, and place the Brahma also inside your Atma. Having made everything pervaded with Kha, that is Brahma. That means everywhere is Brahma. Inside is Brahma, outside is Brahma. Everywhere is Brahma. Think of nothing else. That means therefore you everything is Brahma. There is nothing else other than Brahma. So here, just like here Swatmaram Rishi has said, place your mind in the Kundalini and the Kundalini in your mind. Similarly, here is saying place the Atma in the Brahma, that means in the thought of Brahma, in the Ka, and the Ka in the Atma. And there should be nothing else in your mind. So here he is saying that you have to be with the Brahma, you have to be with the Akash Tattva itself. One should become void in and void out, and void like a pot in the space. Full in and full outside like a jar in the ocean. So if you take a pot, okay, empty pot, there is nothing in it. There is only Akash or space in it. And if you see outside also, there is nothing, Akash or space. So void in and void out. Now if you take the pot and you put it in the ocean and fill the pot with the ocean water, then what will happen? There is ocean or there is water in the pot as well as outside the pot. So here he meant to say that whatever is inside is outside and whatever is outside is inside. That is how the state of your mind should be. Just like here he has said, Atma in Brahma and Brahma in Atma. Mind in Kundalini and Kundalini in mind. Same thing he has told over here also. Then he said, the yogi should be neither of his inside nor of outside world. And leaving all thoughts, he should think of nothing. So the yogi, the practitioner, he should not think of whatever is going around him. He should not think whatever is going inside. Just leave all the thoughts. Whatever thoughts are in their mind, whatever is going on outside the world, the yogi should not think about anything. He should leave all the thoughts. He should leave everything that is there in the outside world. And he should think of nothing at all. No thoughts at all. Only Brahma, that is Ka. The following verse is taken from Yoga Vashishta. So this verse is from Yoga Vashishta, which is put up in Pradipika. In this, it is said, the whole of this world and all the schemes of the mind are but the creations of thought. Discarding these thoughts and taking leave of all conjectures, O Ram, obtain peace. So in Yoga Vashishta, it is said that everything that you see in this world, around you, this entire world, they are nothing but your imagination. They are figment of your imagination. It is not real. They are just the creations of your thought. Whatever you are thinking, that is becoming true. That is happening around us. For example, if you are happy, you see everything very beautiful. Suddenly the leaves are very green. The climate is beautiful. All the signals are green. Everyone is nice to you. You get good messages, or you can say good something that you are waiting for. Okay, so you get nice feedback also, good news also. But at the same time, if you are angry or upset or sad, you will feel that, oh, it's such a dull atmosphere. My God, the people are so sad. No matter how people behave, you will always feel, oh, she is not behaving properly today. She did not talk to me nicely. So whatever is in your mind, that is how you see. So everything is the creation of your mind. So discard these thoughts. So just don't think about it. Just discard everything and be peaceful. Remove all the things that are there in your mind. If you remove that, then you will have no connection with the world and you will obtain peace. As camphor disappears in fire and the rock salt in water, so the mind united with the Atma loses its identity. So in the fire, in the evening also, we do that in the house also. Dhoop jalate hai. So in the fire, if we put camphor, it automatically disappears. Even while doing the aarti also, in the fire, the camphor, it disappears immediately. If you put rock salt in the water, it dissolves immediately. Similarly, the mind becomes united with Atma. So the mind, the Man, and our Atma, they unite. And when they unite, it loses its identity. It becomes one with the Atma. The mind, it loses its identity. When the knowable and the knowledge are both destroyed equally, then there is no second way. That is, there is no Dvaitava. Okay. So when the knowable, that means the things around us, the things from which we gain knowledge. So when the knowable and the knowledge, so whatever things that are knowable, whatever knowledge we are gaining, okay, when the knowable and the knowledge both are destroyed, so the things that from which we are getting the knowledge, they are destroyed. The knowledge of those things, that is also destroyed. Both are destroyed. Then there is no other way. Your mind automatically becomes peaceful. These are the ways, or what happens when your mind becomes peaceful, that is told over here. All this movable and immovable world is mind. When the mind has attained to the Unmani Avastha, there is no Dvaita. So everything that is around us, which is char achar, movable, immovable, it is because of our mind. Satmaram Rishi told in the previous verse here that everything is the schemes of your mind, imagination of our mind. So when the mind is calm, the mind is steady, the mind attains Shunya Avastha, Unmani Avastha, then there is no Dvaita. Dvaita means what? Thinking that Atma and Paramatma are different, thinking that I am the body, that is Dvaita. So there is no Dvaita. It vanishes because only Atma remains, and the Atma, it knows what it is, the real truth. So the Dvaita, it ends. Mind disappears by removing the knowable, and on its disappearance, Atma only remains behind. So here also previously he had said that the mind is united with Atma and it loses its identity. So when the mind becomes one with Atma, only the Atma remains. Nothing else remains. The high-souled acharyas, that means the teachers, the knowledgeable teachers of yoga, gained experience in various methods of samadhi themselves, and then they preached them to others. So all the acharyas, all the teachers, first they practiced everything. They gained the knowledge, practical experience of how to attain samadhi, what happens when you attain samadhi. They practiced everything and then they preached it to others. Salutations to thee, O Sushumna, to thee, O Kundalini, to thee, O Shuddha, born of Chandra, to thee, Manonmani, to thee, O great power, energy, and the intelligent spirit. So here, Sushumna, Kundalini, Agya Chakra. From here, the Somras, that Sudha means what? The Somras. So here Swatmaram Rishi is telling or bowing down to the Sushumna, to the greatness of Sushumna, to the greatness of Kundalini, Agya Chakra, the Somras that is flowing from the Agya Chakra. Manonmani, the Mahashakti, he is bowing down to everyone and giving his regards. And then he starts to tell what is Nadanusandhan. Very important from exam point of view. This was just a introduction to the states of, or the different states of Nadanusandhan. Now from here starts important from exam point of view. I will describe, Swatmaram Rishi is telling, I will describe now the practice of Anahat Nad. You all know that there are two types of Nad. Which are they? Ramesh ji, which are the two types of Nad in the universe? Pragya ji?
मेरा थोड़ा एक ऑपरेशन चल रहा है तो मैं थोड़ा
अच्छा, okay, Ramesh ji, fine. Pragya ji, yes, tell me.
Ma'am, Anahat Nad.
And which is the second Nad?
That.
Okay. Nidhi ji?
No, ma'am, I don't know.
Okay. See, now there are two types of Nad in the universe. One is Ahat and one is Anahat. Ahat means what? When we clap, two things bang each other, the sound is created. Right? So if we bang the two palms, what happens? We say, oh, she clapped. So you can hear the sound. So when two things bang each other, the sound that is created is called as ahar. Okay, so even the drum, dhol bajate hai na. So two things, when they bang each other, the sound that is created is called as ahar. And what is anahat? The sound that is created without two things banging each other. That is anahat. Anahat. No banging. No ahat. So no banging. So the nad that is created without two things banging each other is called as anahat nad. Like the first nad, anahat nad, that is omkar. So here Swatma Rishi is saying that I will now tell you the practice of anahat nad. We know when two things bang each other. So even when our tongue, it goes up and down, this sound is created, right? Like we are talking. So that is ahat nad. Okay. Now, but ahat nad is very easy to understand because we hear it in your day-to-day life. The trains running, the horn, or the vehicles running on the road. That we hear. Someone shouting, everything we hear. What we don't hear is anahat nad. So here Swatmaram Rishi is saying that now I will tell you about anahat nad. And this nad is always there around us, but we are unable to hear it. The anahat nad is always there around us, within us, but we are not capable enough to hear this nad. I will describe now the practice of anahat nad as propounded by Gorakshnath. So this anahat nad, it was told by Gorakshnath, and that knowledge Swatmaram Rishi is going to tell us. As propounded by Gorakshnath for the benefit of those who are unable to understand the principles of knowledge, a method which is liked by the ignorant also. So here now, in the further shlokas, Swatman Rishi is going to tell us about Anahat Nad. What is that Anahat Nad? And he's going to describe all the things about Anahat Nad. How it is, what are the sounds that are heard, what to do to listen to the Anahat Nad, everything, the method, the principles, everything. Now, he's going to tell us. And this Nad, who gave the knowledge of this Nad? Gorakshanath. Adinath propounded Sava crore, 1.114 crores of trans, that is Nada, and they are all extant. Of these, the hearing of the Anahat Nad is the only one, the chief in many opinion. So Adinath Shiv, Bhagwan Shiv, he said that there are Savva crore, 1.25 crore nad around us, within us. So how many nad are there? 1.25 crore nad are there. But out of these, the hearing of the Anahat Nad, out of these so many crores of Nad, the one of the Anahat Nad, the hearing of the Anahat Nad is the only one, the chief one, in my opinion. So the most important Anahat Nad, according to him, is Nadanusandhan. So there are total 1.25 crore Nad. Out of that, there is only one Anahat Nad that is important, and that is Nadanusandhan. So from exam point of view, which is the most important Nad out of the 1.25 crore? Nadanusandhan. And how many Nad are there?
1.25 crore.
1.25 crore Nad are there. Very good. From exam point of view, you have to remember this. Now here he is telling us a process. Sitting in Muktasan. So first he said that you have to sit in Muktasan. And then you have to practice Shambhavi Mudra. The yogi should hear the sound inside his right ear with collected mind. Now this is very, very important. There are three things that are told over here. Okay. The process of listening to the Anahat Nad, that is Nadanusandhan. How do you practice Nadanusandhan? First, sit in Muktasan, then Shambhavi Mudra, and then you will hear the sound from your right ear. He has specified it, right ear, not the left ear or both the ears, only the right ear. So, from exam point of view, you have to remember this, that you hear the sound inside your right ear only. The ears, the eyes, the nose, and the mouth should be closed. And then the clear sound is heard in the passage of Sushumna, which has been cleansed of all the impurities. So, Sushumna, it is already clean. That is how the pran has moved up. So, Sushumna Nadi, the path inside the Sushumna Nadi is already clean. Now, when you close your ears, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, then Swatmaram Rishi is saying that you can hear the sound. Now, where will you hear the sound? You will hear the sound in the passage of the Sushumna Nadi. Yes, Pragya ji?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, this is like Sanmukhi Mudra, no? When we close all.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah. In all the yogas, there are 4 states. Now, very important from exam point of view, the 4 states. Avastha. Which are the 4 avastha, or which are the 4 states? First is Arambha Avastha. Second is Ghata Avastha. Third is Parichaya Avastha. And fourth is Nishpatti Avastha. You have to learn them in sequence. Sequence is also asked in the exam. First is Aram, then Ghat, then Parichaya, and then is Nishpatti Avastha. These are the 4 avastha or states. Now, what is Arambha Avastha? Arambh means initial stage. We know Arambh. The starting of any journey, we can say. When the Brahma Granthi, that is said in the, which is there in the heart region. When the Brahma Granthi is pierced through the practice of pranayam, then a sort of happiness is experienced in the vacuum of the heart. So when a yogi practices pranayam, the Brahma Granthi is pierced, and you will feel the happiness in the heart region, and the anahat sounds, like various tinkling sounds of ornaments, are heard in the body. Now, 1 minute, I'll tell you how to make the table. I've made it in Hindi over here. See, Arambh Avastha. Which Granthi is pierced? Brahma Granthi. Which nad, or the sounds, which are the sounds that are heard? Jhan. So for all the avastha, you have to make a table like that. Jhan, like tinkling sounds of the ornaments are heard. So the sound is like the tinkling sounds of the ornaments, that is jhan. The arambha, a yogi's body becomes divine, glowing, healthy, and emits divine smell. So what is the effect of Arambha Avastha? Or when the yogi practices, when he reaches the Arambha Avastha, his body becomes divine, glowing, healthy, and it emits a divine smell. So in the next column, you have to write Divya Deha Ojasvi, Divya Gandha, Arogi, Prasannachit, Shunyachari. All these words you have to remember. I would suggest you learn these words rather than learning the English words. The whole of this, his heart becomes void. That is Arambha Avastha. So in Arambha Avastha, which Granthi is pierced? Nidhi ji?
Brahma Granthi.
Brahma Granthi is pierced. Very good. Then which is the sound that you hear in Arambha Avastha?
Tinkling sound, Jhan.
Jhan sound, that is a tinkling sound. And what are the effects that are seen?
Divye Dehish Tejasvi, Divya Gandhar Stavrogavan, Sampurn Hriday Shunya Arambhe. Yeah.
So this table, you have to learn it in this way. Divya Deha, Ojasvi, Divya Gandha Yukta, Arogi, that means no diseases, prasanna chitta, and shunyachari. Okay, then what are the other things that a yogi experiences? He experiences internal blissfulness. He experiences internal blissfulness. He is very, very happy. Sort of happiness is experienced. So make a column like that. Okay, which avastha? So arambha avastha. Then which granthi is pierced? In the same way, avastha, which granthi is pierced, which is the sound that you hear. Then what is the level of the experience? So here it is shunya sambhav. And then what are the things that a yogi experiences, or what are the changes that takes place in a yogi in arambha avastha? And in the last is what is the special attainment of the yogi. So like this you have to make the column, so it is easy for you to remember. We'll do only one more and then we will stop. First is arambha, second is ghata avastha. So in ghata avastha what happens? In the second stage, the air, that is prana, are united into one. The prana in the second stage, it is united into one, and then it starts moving in the middle channel. So the prana, it moves in the sushumna nadi. The yogi's posture becomes firm and he becomes wise like a god. So what happens? The yogi's posture, it becomes firm, he becomes wise like a god. By this means the Vishnu Granthi is pierced. So initially it was Brahma Granthi. Now here in Ghat Avastha, Vishnu Granthi is pierced, which is indicated by highest pleasure experienced. So here highest pleasure is experienced. Here happiness is experienced. In Ghata Avastha, highest pleasure is experienced. And then the bheri sound, just like the beating of a kettle drum, kettle drain. Similarly, a bheri sound is heard from the vacuum of the throat. In the throat region, you will hear the sound of a bheri. So, Ghata Avastha, which Granthi is pierced? Vishnu Granthi. The sound that is heard is that of bheri and aghat janya dhvani. So, bheri, you have to remember bheri. Then, Anubhuta Shunyaka Sthar, which is the level of experience, or where is it, what is the level of experience? Ati Shunya, Kapala Kuhar. Then what is the condition of the yogi? His asan becomes steady, Drud asan. Jnani becomes knowledgeable. Deva Tulya, that means his body becomes like a god. He looks like a god. Vishesh Uplabdhi, what are the special attainments? Paramananda ka anubhav, he experiences eternal bliss, Paramananda. Nibaddha Vayu ka Sushumna mein pravesh, that means the Vayu, it enters the middle nadi, that is the Sushumna nadi, and it flows very smoothly over here in Sushumna nadi. So we will stop over here. Tomorrow, just go through both these avastha, that is Arambha avastha and Ghat avastha. Make a table and make the columns and write properly one below the other in each and every column. So from exam point of view, it will be easy for you to remember. We will stop over here today.
आरंभ अवस्था में जो लेवल आपने बताया था